Huh? Hey, look.
I think we're good.
Look. I mean, I'm looking.
I think we're good. I hear you. I hear us.
You think we're good, but are we good?
90 beers of 90.
I don't know. I'm gonna
90
wait.
bottles of beer on the wall.
91 bottles
We're good.
of beer.
We're good. We're good. We're good.
Could you call John and just have John? Ladies and gentlemen, now we're actually live.
Please.
And I don't know what the hell happened. I guess I had a Streamlabs update that didn't like Voice Meter Potato or the universe or whatever, but our audio was super jacked up. So if you tried to log in a minute ago, we're really sorry about the turbulence. Happens sometimes, especially to me. So
an hour ago or an hour and a half ago. Or...
I know. Yeah, it's been a long time. So I'm going to open another beer. The reason we're here is to reboot V.I.L.E, which is a Savage Worlds superhero campaign. And I was inspired by watching The Boys. And by that, I don't mean that I want to duplicate The Boys. I want to be more fucked up and depraved than The Boys. So this is about dark comedy. It's about superheroes. And it's about sort of, it's probably a love story in there somewhere, maybe. But yeah, before we get into that, let me go around.
I think I can make a love story work.
Yeah, just by yourself, or oh no, your character. No.
Yeah.
So let's
not my character.
Let's not talk about your fucked up character yet. Let's first welcome 3 viewers. Thanks for watching. Let's just check in with the humans. Tyler, how are you doing, man? You all right?
I'm doing great. I'm super excited to do some depraved stuff.
What is it about superhero campaign? Is it the superhero bit, or is it the depravedness that you like the most? What is it?
A little bit of both. Adding that complexity of the superheroes just makes being depraved so much more worth it.
And are you? And no details yet, but are you excited about your character? Are you like super? Is this like your soul character?
Oh, it's so very.
So fucked up. I can't wait. For those of you who are joining on the stream or see this on YouTube, I can't wait until he says it out loud. And if
I've only given him like the idea. We haven't actually done anything yet, but he's got the premise.
Dion, a new player here on the channel, longtime friend, big time gamer. What the hell, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I am doing great. I'm excited for this. This is a long time coming, so I'm excited to come up with a cool hero that'll kick some ass. I got a couple ideas. I didn't like define one yet. We didn't really get to our character creation from before, but I have a couple ideas that I think will be really fun. So
that's awesome. I'm excited. I also thank you for your Streamlabs expertise. Ladies and gentlemen, it was Dion that actually saved this stream tonight, which is pretty cool. Then we got Byron.
I still want an extra superpower for it.
Yeah, but I get to make it up. Is that okay? So you will get an extra superpower, but I get to make it. What is it? Is that okay?
I might not even take that power. Who knows what you'll come up with?
Oh, I know, but it'll be great. I'll create a random table. What's up, John? How are you doing? John's here in the chat, and he's doing cross lightsabers.
What up?
Must mean that he can hear us. Byron. GM extraordinaire, director for our Knights Black Agents campaign, Dobbs in our Deadlands campaign, and what's going on with you, man? How are you doing?
Man, just enjoying gaming this week. This is my fourth game. The only one I actually wasn't running. I'm currently running 3 campaigns.
Holy shit.
And 3 of them fell in this week. So it was loads of fun.
Do you ever get your encounters
Loads.
crossed where you're like, okay, so you're fighting the androids, and we're like, wait, what? No, I'm a barbarian. Why are we fighting androids? You ever do that? Like, get the plots mixed up?
No.
No?
I'm pretty on point when it comes to that stuff. So we had our first character death in our Pathfinder game on Monday. It was pretty funny.
Dude, were you stoked? Did you feel like super powerful? You're like, fuck, you're dead. Ugh. Or were you
Like I really did. I've grown soft, and like I really didn't want to kill his character, but like I can't like spoil a character death for someone like that. So
Yeah.
I don't pull punches. So.
I picture you at
If the
Walgreens.
dice say you die, you freaking die. That's all there is to it.
I picture you like at the pharmacy at the greeting card section, just like looking through sympathy cards, like, I'm so sorry, bro. But you're so dead. Nice.
No, I'm so sorry.
No, he's not that nice.
Yeah, no. There's no sympathy given. No sympathy given.
Eric, the yoga ball has
So, yeah.
disappeared, so you'll remember the yoga ball, but it's gone.
It's still down here.
Okay, all right.
I can show it to you.
No, it's fine. How are you doing, man? It's
Maybe
been
later.
forever. We have been people have been asking if you and James are alive after the Tides of Nurgle thing. So how are you doing? You all right?
I am alive. I'm good. I'm looking to get back into some of these games because there's like this void that's been in my life for like the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And now I get to fill it.
And I cannot, and I can't wait. And I want to underscore for you that your character has to be. You have to strive to be the most messed up character of all of them. You have to figure out a way to do that. You have to achieve it.
Good luck.
All right. So that's a challenge.
Exactly. Good luck, because
I'll have to think through that.
I've gotten a sneak preview. James, how are you, man? How are you doing? You happy to be back?
I'm doing well. In the same boat as Eric there. I'm looking forward to getting into a game again. It's been a while.
Yeah, too long. And this game happens to be Savage Worlds. For those of you, actually, it's been a while. So we're now part of the Savage Worlds Media Network, which is pretty cool. I don't know what. I guess that basically means that Pinnacle checked us out and realized that we weren't like weird perverts or something, and that we're pretty entertaining. And so here we are. We're gonna do a
How wrong they
superhero.
were.
Yeah,
But after
They'll learn shortly.
we'll correct that mistake with this campaign.
yeah. So for those of you who are watching, just to reiterate, because sometimes people get like super pissed off if they realize it's like a session like 0.01 kind of thing. But this is really just about a reboot and have a discussion, make sure we're still on the same page. We are going to be using Savage Worlds Adventure Edition. We're going to use a superhero power companion, which there are a couple roles we have to adapt, but not many, because they were really careful to make things backward compatible. So the goal here is for these guys to know what's going on in the world. So I'm going to read that for you guys right now. And I took this based on our original conversation around this campaign, right? So this is what's going on in the world. And then I want you to tell me, like, generally, what kind of character you're going to make. Freedom City, the epiphany of peaceful civilization. Its shining towers and pristine streets kept safe by the ever-watchful collective. A society of superheroes, the likes of which would make Marvel's fictitious best quake in their pretty vinyl boots. Men and women alike may walk the streets with fearless abandon, as even the worst of the city's villains cower in the shadows of their heroism. This is what a real estate brochure might have offered to newcomers. But now, it couldn't be further from the truth. 10 years ago, the city's best heroes and most heinous villains were summoned to a galactic, multi-dimensional, all-inclusive, non-denominational peace summit in the outer reaches of the Milky Way. There they would put aside their differences for an historic meeting of the minds aimed not at perpetuating the constant struggle of good and evil, but toward a new chance at true harmony. That's what the invitation said. But today, we know it could not have been further from the truth. At the pinnacle of his riveting keynote speech, arch-villain General Ignatius V.I.L.E. withdrew a curious box from his belt and pressed its single blinking button. The galactic holocast ended there. Now, after all this time, Freedom City is sick. There's a malignancy spreading from the dark depths of its underbelly, bringing with it waves of filth, disorder, and vermin with no respect for the order the collective fought so hard to maintain. Justice and balance are both dying memories. The city needs bravery, tenacity, and virtue. The city needs heroes. But all it has to keep evil at bay are 5 farcical, C-list mockeries of heroism. All Freedom City has is you. And that's where we begin our campaign. That is the situation. So with this session, it won't be a long one. But what I wanted to do is just frame that was kind of put together from pieces of what we talked about before. But I'm going to start. I think I'm going to pick the order here. I'm going to start with James. James, what kind of character are you? I know you've made your character, so tell us a little bit about your dude.
Oh, well, he's Mordred from Arthurian legends, like all that stuff in some fashion actually happened. He's ageless. He's been around for a long time, and he's like off and on, kind of doing superhero stuff. And was on like a retirement until this news hit, where the collective something happened to them, and then the Freedom City starts to go to shit. And he's like, oh well, damn. And he goes to the recruitment center to maybe help out.
And I have to think
the equivalent of the corporation that runs the heroes.
Yeah, and I think when you arrived, right, like your application was at the bottom of a stack somewhere, like in an old school file cabinet, right? Like where you list your references, and it was like 25 pages of references dating back to God knows when. Like people that get
having to sit a while and think of like who might still be alive.
Yeah, and so you're going to other immortals and like I don't know, that guy doesn't really like me that much. Very cool. So you are you actually Mordred, or are you just crazy? And what does everybody else think about?
Most people have a hard time believing him, but I'm playing that he is actually that person.
Okay, so
he gets annoyed when people don't believe him.
So do your friends believe it, do you think? I'll leave that to them. I'll say maybe some of them don't. Maybe some of them
the crew, like I don't know about the crew, it's up to them, but like the people that are like his friends, that they believe him.
All right.
So that one time you were arrested in New York City, naked, wielding just a longsword. But I don't think the officers believed you were Mordred.
No.
Yeah. And he's like covered in marshmallow fluff or something really weird, like
peanut butter.
All right. So, and I think what's crazy, I think that James's character for this campaign is probably going to wind up being kind of the straight man. All right. So Byron, again, GM extraordinaire, director for Nice Black Agents. What are you bringing to this campaign? What's your concept in general?
So I guess my concept starts out with basically a 17-year-old MIT graduate. She's super intelligent, way ahead of her class. So she went to MIT when she was only 14 years old. Graduated in 3 years with a degree in physics and also engineering. And but she hated the corporate world. And so she got a job basically at the Legoland as a master builder. And, she enjoyed the shit out of her job. It was just like an amazing job. What turned out to be like a summer internship turned out to be this blossoming career. That was until Moon Man and one of his other villains were fighting over a piece of alien comet above the city, and a piece of it broke off and basically slammed through the roof of the Legoland while she was doing this special project. It was about to get on display, shattering the project and of course exploding all of the Lego pieces that were in the room and all the little bins and everything, just all falling down on her. And somehow, the fact that this piece of meteorite or comet or whatever it may be, has now fused her body with all of the Lego pieces. And so she is known as Blocks Girl, and she can create matter, as in basically she can absorb matter like Earth and turn it into Lego blocks and then build things out of it, almost like nanites. But so, you know,
not like nanites, but like
breaks,
really
she can
bad.
replace it
Like
with a
her
Lego
whole
version.
reality is like a weird game of Minecraft where she's just like clink, clink, clink.
Yeah. So, you know,
Nice.
So hence the background. So
Yeah.
that's Blocks Girl.
Awesome. So Blocks, and I have to think they probably call her Blocks for short. It's just funny to me that how did she discover her powers?
Well, she discovered her powers because like one of the Lego pieces was when of course the meteorite hit, it knocked over all the other displays, and as she kind of shook herself off and was walking out of the building, part of the building began to cave in, and she kind of put her hand up like this, but it built a pillar of Legos, which of course supported it and kept her from being crushed.
Nice.
In the
and does she the last question? So we're going to do a quick stream with each of you guys just to kind of go over your characters and stats and talk about the system stuff. But does she still work at Legoland or the equivalent?
Well, right now it's still under construction.
So
I mean, it's a hazmat area. A piece of meteorite has crashed to it, so she's kind of jobless. So currently she alternates on some weekend nights. She works at an adult bookstore.
That's even better. We'll leave it there. That is so good. And again, I'm not looking for like, serious shit here. So feel free to be creative. And again, if your character's not completely finished or concept's not finished, that's fine. Who wants to go? It's going to be Dion or Tyler. I think Dion. You've got like the Incredible Hulk right behind you.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? What's your kind of concept? Your power? Like how are you going to approach this campaign?
Yeah, so similar to that. So my guy is think like Lethal Weapon, like Donald Glover, right? So he's this older dude, and my thought there was that I still have to figure out hindrances and all that stuff. But
sure.
Essentially he was like somewhere on a top tier and got bumped down for messing up, right? So he's like an older dude, I'm too old for this type of guy.
Yeah.
But so visibly he looks kind of like a scrawny, smaller dude. His name's Henry Johnson. He just looks like a regular kind of blue collar guy. But then he can kind of activate his powers, and when he does that, he just looks buff and ripped as hell.
Oh, nice.
So he is like Hulk-like, and then he can just smash and do stuff. But in his normal appearance, he's just this old guy. He's probably the type that would, even though James is thousands of years old, he would still call him pretty young boy, like that type of thing.
Nice.
Just because he just embodies an older dude,
Nice. So how are you thinking he became that way, or do we need to? Well, we can sniff that out in your character session if you're not ready, but. So we're thinking like a big.
Yeah,
bulky...
I need to sniff it out a little bit. I just wanted him to kind of be this retired dude that he kind of was badass in his heyday.
Yeah.
But then now he's on the C team type of thing.
Is it what triggers him? Is it like a temper thing? Is he he's sitting around collecting green stamps and hanging out, and then something just fucking sets him off, or is it certain intake of calories or what? He's got a weird gluten allergy, and anytime he eats gluten, he turns into some fucking monster.
I might take her on that as well. I mean, I think I had it pretty pretty standard, and he would just kind of either I don't want to copy the anger thing as the Hulk exactly. I wanted to do something a little different. But I think that's a good idea. I think I need to find a trigger, especially because he is old. He does get pissed off, and he he does kind of feel that way. So I can think of a trigger that can happen, and then he just in my mind he kind of just would clap, and as soon as he would clap, he would just get buff and ripped as hell,
Yeah.
Doses of caffeine,
what if he's
like a 5-hour energy?
He's hyperglycemic, and he just has to. If he's angry, he just has to drink some orange juice.
Bump the OJ, and then just ripped.
Nice. And I think the important thing to remember, guys, is you're not. And the way I like at how these are kind of shaping up is you're not heroes yet. You never could have made it. You at some point or another probably might have wanted to be, but you just didn't quite have the right stuff. You know, you weren't like Mr. Super or whatever. And so when we do your character sessions, the one thing I want you to bring back is, why did you fail? And please put some time into making it fucked up. Like, why did you fail? Except for, I think Blocks is pretty together because she's new, right? Like, she just got converted. So, Eric.
Yeah.
What's your concept in general? Like a high level, we were talking non-corporeal, ghostly kind of thing. Like we kind of kicked around a lot of stuff. Like, what are you thinking?
He's dead, Jim.
Dead Jim? Please tell me his name is Dead
no,
Jim.
he's dead, Jim.
It's Dead Jim. Really?
Maybe it could be.
Raise your hand
Yeah,
if you think
vengeful
his
spirit
character should be named
kind of
Dead
idea.
Jim. I literally think his character should be named Dead Jim. That's so good. Like, okay.
You could go by that.
He's a vengeful. He's a vengeful spirit.
Vengeful spirit idea. Keep in mind he's not fully fleshed out. We didn't get to character creation. I was muddling through the still. But the general idea is well, he's dead.
Why'd he die?
And
Like, is
he's only recently figured out. Huh?
No, I was just asking, why is he dead?
Do what?
Why is he dead? Other than that he died. Like, how did he die?
Oh, he was murdered. He was murdered.
Okay.
And his singular goal is he doesn't give a fuck about the city. His singular goal is to find the people who killed him and maybe his family. I don't know. I haven't gotten into the whole backstory.
Sure.
But he's only recently figured out the whole ability to maintain some kind of physical presence in the world.
Okay.
So his big issue is going to be maintaining some solidness when he needs to. Like, I can see him riding in a car and accidentally falling through the back seat and falling into the road. Be like, oh shit.
Nice.
But along the lines of superpowers, probably leaning towards some mind control. Maybe even some full-on possession, like Dead Man.
Oh God, yeah.
But again, we got to work all that out.
Yeah. I look forward to that, Eric.
Nice.
That would be amazing, and I just can picture you like possessing God only knows what, right? You know, that would give you the ability to role play like really weird situations. So, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you the five of you who are on. Hopefully, it's mostly the four. Tyler, tell us about your character. Please.
All right. So,
Please.
he was a scientist working in a laboratory in what'd you say the city was?
Freedom City. Yeah. Yep.
Freedom City.
Yep.
So he was working with these dogs that mysteriously gained superpowers, and somehow he transferred his conscience into this dog with super speed. So now he is stuck in the body of a dog, and he doesn't know how to get out.
And his
name is Red Rocket.
Good Lord, man.
His name is Red Rocket, and he's stuck in this corgi body with super speed.
It's a corgi.
He's this corgi with super speed, and he doesn't know how to get out.
And
He can still...
A dude that acts like a corgi now too.
No, he is a corgi.
He is a corgi.
He is a corgi.
His body. What's in his body?
the corgi.
Oh, his body's in some stasis. Yeah, a corgi,
Yeah.
technically.
I'm gonna say so. Yeah. So you can upgrade to a stasis, but here's what I'm gonna say. And we'll do your one-on-one character thing, so we can really talk through if I can keep a straight face through any of it. But I think that you don't have the stasis yet, because again, you're not heroes yet. So you've got your former body, and I'm thinking it's like in a room, like in a hotel room or something. And
I just have myself locked up in a hotel
and he
room.
like shits on the floor and whatever. Like, you've got to contend with that whole part of it.
Absolutely.
You got to feed it or whatever. I love that. So let's just recap, just to keep this in perspective. So we've got Mordred, James's character, who is literally the embodiment of that fictional figure that is actual historical figure. Worked at a bookstore. Is that what you said? art
Yeah,
gallery.
that's where he's currently at.
Okay, so he's now
Yeah.
decided he's got to step up because Freedom City's heroes and villains are all gone, and this new threat that you're going to learn about is creeping in. We have Blocks, who is a recently converted superhero. That because of some weird accident is now being able to create matter, but it's nuanced so that it generally is like little building blocks, right? And I think Byron, you and I talked about it could be any matter that she's in contact with, and we'll have to figure out how the mechanics are going to.
When I was looking at the mechanics of it, you have to pick like for absorption, like energy absorption, you have to pick something.
Okay.
So I picked like earth.
Okay, so it's got to be dirt.
So she can
like,
take earth
okay.
and create it into
Okay.
or metal or like air, wind, or
Right.
whatever.
Okay. Then we've got sort of I'm picturing like Morgan Freeman when he was like an older guy, like just kind of but he's then suddenly just like turns into like there's going to be a trigger. He's going to be our Hulk guy. And is he pissed off all the time? Is he kind of grumpy all the time for the most part? This old guy.
He's like a grumpy old ass man. Like that's kind of what he is on the regular.
And then when he transforms, he's that way, but he's super strong. I picture him, Dion. I picture him as a dude that like you when you go into a department store, there's that row of chairs by the front door, right? And there's that old man that's just he's that guy. What he becomes is what that guy wishes he could become, and just smash everything.
He like gets an egg McMuffin and a senior coffee at McDonald's
every day.
Every morning.
And then we have Dead Jim, and I love that name. Like seriously, I think you heard it here first, Eric. I think we just named your character for you. So he is dead. He was murdered, which we'll figure out more when we do your one-on-one. But he's incorporeal. The only thing I'm going to ask you to guess at right now is like, why is he hanging out with these guys? And what do they know about him? Can they see him all the time? Like,
yeah, I haven't really thought about that.
What do you guys think? Like, why do you think you can see him?
I think they could most of the time, but maybe not always.
Okay.
I think he used to come to the peep shows at my adult mart.
Like when he was alive. Okay, so when did you get killed? That's a good question. Like, are you an ancient dead body or are you a more recent one?
I think probably more recent.
Okay.
Do you know your killer, or is that like a mystery or something that you're trying to figure out?
Yes.
Murdered outside my bookstore.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is two doors down
I
from
could have
the
been
peep
haunting
show,
his
right?
bookstore for a while.
Yes. Okay. And then we have the corgi. This dog,
Red Rocket,
who can
he has this red beret that he always wears at like a slant, and it has R and a reverse R on it with a little rocket.
I like that.
And what I think is that, you know, on the heels, everybody, I'm going to borrow a little bit from the boys here or there, but I think you've got like a marketing agent assigned to your group. And I'm going to ask you, your other homework assignment for all of you guys is to think about and actually communicate with each other. What should you call your group, right? And it should be like, I picture that you guys are just bad at this. And so please pick a name that's just not the best group name, where you'd be like, oh, that's cringy. You like, you know, the C-list, and like whoever came up with the ideas, like people naming bands when they're suddenly like, oh, we're Dragon Sword. It's like, no, please no. It's like that. It's completely strange. I'm going to need that from you before we start. And then I guess the last thing is, how long have you been operating? Are you starting like your first operation, first couple weeks, first 90 days of your employment with the agency, or what?
Brand new.
Yeah, I like the brand new idea.
I like brand new.
Okay.
I did too.
Okay. So you just filled
agreed.
out your waivers and your HR paperwork and stuff, and you're like, okay, that sounds awesome. Are there any elements? So okay, this is one thing, and you know, with all due respect for the last session that we had, I don't know that we covered this, but my goal for this is to be a dark comedy, and so we might go into areas that are pretty super, you know, wrong. Is everybody okay with that? Like, within reason, of course. Everybody except for James, because you know James is very sensitive. He's going to be very upset all the time.
Make sure it's appropriately labeled on Twitch so they don't get mad.
Yeah, this is true. Dude, they get mad at stuff now. That's not okay. We'll switch to YouTube. Yeah. We'll take our followers. We'll just march right over to the YouTube. Nice. Okay, so I don't know what to say, to be honest. So it's funny when Byron and Tyler told me about their characters. I hadn't heard. Dion and I hadn't been connected, so I'm super excited to picture the cover of issue 1 of this comic book. just picture it. Right? You've got. So you've got Mordred looking dark, sinister, right? Probably, but conservative, and with his. Does he carry a sword around everywhere he goes, like when he's in adventure mode, or what?
Yeah, he has a small little arsenal available.
Yeah, so he's got his weapons. He's got his motorcycle, which we figured out is like some weird spiritual incarnation of your horse. So that's like he's there. Whew. And we've got this weird non-corporeal thing, like with a face that's like Dead Jim. And then we've got like this girl with pigtails or something with her blocks. Like, is she edgy? Is she a punk rock girl, Byron? What's the deal?
She's got like pink ponytails.
Okay, yeah. So like, straight up,
big and giant rimmed glasses that are way bigger than her face.
This gets better by the minute. And so she's there, and she's just like, and but instead of like chaos and lightning and lasers, it's like Legos.
Yeah, she's like leaning on a thing of their corporate logo that is made out of Legos that she just like created.
Yeah. Yes. And then you've got this looming. How tall is your character, Dion? Is he like, when he's in like hate mode, is he like 12 feet tall? Is he,
Yeah, he's like 8 to 10 feet, like when he's all maxed out and buffed up.
He's like Black Slender Man.
Yeah,
right, but then like on the normal day, he's like like a 5 foot something, just like old, just guy,
I love that idea. Whoever said it was that he like gets a McDonald's, like a coffee or whatever. Like I could just see like all these.
He's got his little cup of like gas station coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's
got a newspaper and a gas station coffee.
Yeah, and he's just
day.
people watching and people judging the whole time. Normally,
And then when he's not people watching and people judging, he's people smashing, and I love that, dude. That's gonna be so good. I'm excited.
Right.
And and then, ladies and gentlemen, there is a corgi. Look it up if you're not familiar with the breed. It looks kind of like a fruit bat. Its legs are only this long, which makes it so funny that it's a speed hero. Because that's a visual that just like you're not gonna get over if you. And why do they? What?
Yeah.
Who named?
He can run really fast, but he can't get on the couch.
He just runs up the wall onto the couch.
Who named him Red Rocket?
Combination.
No. I mean, in the game, like in actual world. Yeah.
In universe.
His name was Rocket when he was up for adoption at the center before he was taken to the laboratory.
Okay.
So he just kept the name Rocket, and he always had this red collar.
Okay. So what's funny is there's no like he doesn't always have like a boner when he runs or something strange. Like,
yes, he does. Yes, actually.
He's got this collar that's red. They call him Red Rocket, and no one understands why everyone snickers when they say
he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. Everyone else gets it but him.
That makes it so much better. I am going to look for an artist to commission issue 1 of this comic with what we just described.
Hell yes.
Yeah, because this is messed up. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a Sunday night. It's 9:30. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but I'm going to end the stream. We have rebooted. We're going to start this thing in a couple minutes, days, weeks, something. But yeah, thanks for tuning in for those who did. Bye.